right, right in the middle. Everybody step one step back. There. Have fun.
Cool. So we just go?
Yeah.
Okay. So you always want to keep your top hand on top of the paddle. Bottom hand goes about midway down the shaft, and the way you can tell where, and I swear this is how you figure it out, is if you put it on your head, you're going to make 2 right angles, or like double bicep pose. Yeah. So you want to slide the whole paddle down your head a little bit?
Also Mazzoni over there.
Slide the whole paddle down your head a bit? Yeah, and then slide your other hand up a little bit. Perfect. So that's kind of the mid-range between reach and power. The farther down the paddle you hold, the more power you generate, but you can't really stand up and paddle like this. The farther up the paddle you hold, the more reach you get, but you can't really generate any sort of power. So that's kind of the mid-range, best of both worlds kind of thing. You said you've all kayaked or canoed before. You know if you paddle on one side, it kind of goes in the other direction. It's the same thing with a paddleboard, so you need to paddle on both sides. But don't cross your body. If you cross your body, we'll leave you out there. We won't let you back in. No, I'm kidding. So what you need to do is you need to switch hands. And the easiest way to do that is like I just did, replace your bottom hand and then put your free hand back on top. If you go from the top down, you risk starting to T-Rex, which is where your hand creeps up and you look kind of like T-Rex trying to go around. I'm glad you all giggled at that. All right, next thing is you all have a Palm logo on the front of your paddle. That's the front, so it should be facing away from you. A good way to think about it is if you've ever like crawl stroked while you're swimming, you don't try to like bend your hand back this way, you try to cup the water. So it helps you push the water back and it'll get you going a little bit faster. When you're paddling, you want to use your core as much as possible. So you want to keep your arms as straight as you can, reach out as far in front of you as you can, and push with your top hand and pull with your bottom hand. Almost like you're doing a side crunch. That's going to be, you're going to get the most power that way. If you use your arms, it'll work, but you're going to get a lot more tired a lot more quickly, and then someone's going to have to tow the other one back.
All right, so who wants to be towing me?
We'll just get a rope.
You all have a rubber ring right about here. You want to bury the blade up to there. Anything more than that, and you're just putting too much in the water, or anything less than that, and you're going to be what we call lily dipping, where no matter how hard you're slapping at the water, you're just not going anywhere. And again, you're going to have to get towed back. The 2 turns you can do, the first one's called a C turn. You're going to take the front of your paddle, put it flat against the nose of the board, and push out to the side, making a big C in the water. That's going to kind of change your direction, but you're still going to be going forward. The second one you can think of like an e-brake in the car. You put the paddle in the water behind you, and you drag it forward, and that'll turn you almost 90 degrees, but it'll also cut all of your forward momentum. So it's helpful if you're about to run into someone or something, or you want to come to a stop or turn around completely. Usually 2 or 3 of those and you're 180 degrees. When you're standing on the boards, all of our boards have a handle hole right in the middle. That's going to be the most stable part of the board, so you want to stand right over that with your feet about shoulder width apart, and just keep your knees loose. You don't need to power squat the entire time, but don't lock your knees out. That's the number one reason I see people fall in. Is they've locked their knees and they hit a little bit of a bump or a little bit of a wake, and they kind of Tin Man right off the back of the board. So just keep your knees nice and loose, and you'll be able to absorb kind of any bump that you hit or anything like that. Another trick is your body follows your head. So if you're looking down, you're like, oh wow, look at that, an alligator. You're gonna go like right into the water. So just kind of keep your head, keep your head up and keep your vision forward, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, turtle.
Turtle.
Cute little fish.
Yeah, fish. Cool. Any questions? No?
Yeah.
Cool. Come on down to the water, and we'll get you on some boards.
Cool. Really stable one.
Yes, or a really stable one.
Thanks, guys.
How do I find myself?
It'll be on paddleboard on